Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tom Bradley, the Superintendent of Jefferson National Expansion Memorial. Thank you so much for coming out today. We're going to do a groundbreaking for the grounds project, and let me just put this in context. If you recall, last summer we had a groundbreaking for the park over the highway behind me, and as you can see today, that's well underway. Last fall we had a groundbreaking led by Great Rivers Greenway on the riverfront. Again, that work is underway. We're off and running. Today's project has kind of got a Park Service theme because this one's on the grounds. And it's a big project that's really near and dear to our hearts, so we're going to kick this one off today. We've got a number of speakers. They'll all be brief, and then we'll do a groundbreaking. One of the themes you're going to hear throughout all our speakers is this is very much a partnership project. It's not just any one entity. And as my friend in the back, Walter Metcalf, told me years ago, in the old days, you get an earmark, and this would just happen. But those days are gone, and it's a lot harder today, but it's happening. We've got a really exciting project. It's going on all around us. And after this one, the next will be the museum. And I think that, to me, is the single most exciting aspect of this, is seeing those new exhibits being developed. I want to thank all of our partners, and we'll hear today from CityArchRiver and Great Rivers Greenway and the other entities of the National Park Service, but also we've got a lot of other partners, and Bi-State has been with us in the very beginning, as has Jefferson National Park Association. There are so many that I won't even go down that road of talking about all the partners and individuals that have helped us. This is a national park in a city. It's in the city of St. Louis, and our mission is to tell the story of westward expansion. That story weaves throughout with the city of St. Louis. Frankly, we wouldn't be here without the city of St. Louis. And one of the goals of this project is to break down all the barriers between the park and the city. That's one of the reasons why we have the park and the highway. That's what we're trying to do, and I think it's with great pleasure that I can introduce Mayor Francis Slay, because the city's been with us from the very beginning. This is a very important project for both of us. So it's my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Francis Slay, Mayor of St. Louis.
Well, thank you, Tom, and certainly thank you for your leadership and the National Park Service team for all you do to help make this a reality. Thank you all for joining us here this morning as we witness the beginning of a massive transformation of the Arch grounds as we continue our efforts to connect the Arch to the river and the Arch to our city, our downtown. This is, of course, a continuation of our collective efforts to give people a new and better reason to come down to the Arch, to come to our city, to enjoy themselves, and to stay longer. And as Tom said, this is a collective effort. We're talking a lot about partnership. And as I was saying to all the representatives from the National Park Service who are with us today, this is a big deal to St. Louis, and a big deal for the St. Louis region. If it wasn't a big deal, we wouldn't have this big crowd here this afternoon joining us, and we wouldn't even be near where we are now with this effort. This wouldn't happen without the commitment of so many people. And this newest component is a testament to the partnership that we've built, one that has been led very capably and diligently by Walter Metcalf and the CityArchRiver team, the people of the city of St. Louis County, the National Park Service, MoDOT, Great Rivers Greenway, Bi-State Development Agency, along with the City of St. Louis, CityArchRiver Foundation, and the business community, of course, and their generosity. This is why we're here today. So thank you all for your involvement, for your commitment, for your interest. That's why this is going to happen. It's going to be great, and generations and generations to come are going to be able to enjoy it. So thank you for joining us in investing in our city and investing in our future.
Thank you, Mayor Slay. There are currently 401 units in the National Park Service. We're a big outfit. We've been around for almost 100 years. Actually, our centennial is coming up in 2016. There are 7 regions in the Park Service, and I'm pleased to say my boss, Patty Trapp, is here today. Patty's our regional director, and Patty's going to give us her perspective of this project from the regional level. Patty?
Thanks, Tom. And I have to start by saying I totally agree with the mayor. It is a big deal. It's a big deal for the National Park Service as well as the city. And with many big deals, it certainly takes a village, doesn't it? So today we are all here, we all have the same theme running through here to thank and celebrate the coming together of so many of us to break ground on the Gateway Arch North and South Ground projects. These 2 projects will be part of a larger suite of projects that will truly transform the visitor experience of Jefferson National Expansion Memorial. Of course, a project such as this, it starts with a vision. One that not only will connect the Gateway Arch and the city of St. Louis, but one that will provide greater accessibility to the river and the grounds for all Americans. Thank you, Walter Metcalf, for being such a true champion of this vision. And along with the vision, it certainly takes support and funding. Thank you to the residents of the city and county of St. Louis for your support and investment through a dedicated sales tax, an investment into your national park, and an investment into the increasingly vibrant city of St. Louis. You spoke volumes when you passed Proposition P, making an investment into your community that will resonate just not for those of us today, but for future generations of citizens. And in addition to that, it takes partners. Thank you to the CityArchRiver 2015 Foundation for working in partnership with us, the Missouri Department of Transportation, the Greater River Greenway District, the City of St. Louis, Bi-State Development Agency, Jefferson National Parks Association, and so many more. And a special thanks to the leadership of Executive Director Maggie Hale. And thank you to Greater Rivers Greenway, working to make St. Louis an even better place to live by getting us all active, outdoors, and healthier, by connecting the region with a stunning network of greenways. Thank you to the Greater Rivers Greenway Board for your continued support, and to Susan Troutman. I must say your passion and enthusiasm for this project is infectious. And along with our village, it certainly takes the men and women of the National Park Service. From many programs led by our Washington office and our Denver Service Center, this project is exemplary in so many ways that it broke ground for what it takes to develop a truly successful partnership project in today's world. The park employees, led by Superintendent Tom Bradley, who together work tirelessly with so many of you here today. And I'd like you to please join me in applauding all the men and women that are here today in uniform and out of uniform. And the employees of the Midwest region. While we might be from Omaha, they work tirelessly. They are here to provide oversight and support. And I have to say a special thanks to Kathy Schneider, the project lead who represents me in the region on the ground here in St. Louis. So thank you, Kathy. What a truly dedicated and vibrant village we make together. To the many hands, to the many minds, to the many hearts that has made this day possible from the Midwest region of the National Park Service, I say thank you.
We're on the same page. We want to revitalize this park. And we heard from the mayor, there's many goals that we have for doing this, but let's face it, this is not a blank slate. Where we're standing today is actually a National Historic Landscape designed by a well-known landscape architect, Dan Kiley. We have to preserve these character-defining features of this landscape, while at the same time we revitalize and make the park a more exciting place to visit. Our next speaker is someone who has dealt with these issues from the National Mall in Washington to Cuyahoga Valley, the rural landscapes in Ohio, to the Presidio in San Francisco, and everywhere in between. So please join me in welcoming Stephanie Toothman. Stephanie is the Associate Director in Washington of Cultural Resources, Science, and Partnerships. Stephanie?
Well, it's my particular honor to be here today. I've been watching this project develop and grow, and I'm here to also represent the Washington office staff that Patty referred to, from the secretary, the director, your native daughter, Peggy Odell, my direct boss, and all of the Washington staff who have been working with and been inspired by the work being done here at the park. Now, this project and the many enhancements planned for the memorial have been carefully designed to preserve the historic character of the cultural landscape that Tom just referred to. So let me just start with a quick definition of a cultural landscape, because it's not a concept that is as widely known as we would like it to be, but cultural landscapes are historic properties with significance in American history, in integrity or authenticity in their appearance. The cultural landscape of the Jefferson National Expansion Memorial is nationally significant for both the architecture of the Gateway Arch and the landscape architecture of the memorial landscape. It is significant for its modern style of landscape architecture, designed in collaboration by architect Eros Saarinen and Dan Kiley. Saarinen and Kiley worked closely on an integrated design for the memorial, in which they reflected the parabolic curve of the arch in the lines of the landscape. The shape of the arch is seen in the curve of the pathways and stairways, and also in the curving avenue or alleys of trees throughout the ground. And we're standing in one of those alleys now. Well, this park was first set aside to commemorate Thomas Jefferson's vision of Western expansion during the 19th century. Today, the commemorative design itself has become significant. This means that the National Park Service, in collaborating with our partners, has sought to preserve the significant design while making these improvements that we'll be initiating with today's ceremony. The rehabilitation project for the memorial landscape will replace the aged vegetation, render the processional pathways universally accessible, increase the environmental sustainability of the landscape, and create a stronger connection to downtown St. Louis. These changes are being made with careful consideration for the character-defining features of the landscape, so that when we're done, the overall character and significance of Saarinen and Kiley's vision will be preserved. The rehabilitation has addressed many complex design issues with due diligence and creativity of a talented design team and our dedicated partners. We protect many cultural landscapes within the national parks, ranging from nationally significant landscapes like this one to state and locally significant landscapes. They embody the endeavors of the American people over multiple generations in diverse cultures and in many aspects of the human experience. This rich legacy includes a range of landscapes from scenic parkways to battlefields, formal gardens to cattle ranches, cemeteries and pilgrimage routes to village squares and historic sites. As the future becomes present, yesterday becomes the past, emerges with history. With increasing hindsight on the recent past, we begin to perceive recent endeavors as significant in our history. For many of us, myself included, the middle 20th century, when this memorial was conceived, hardly feels like history, much more part of my very recent past. In the history of human experience, however, we've already gained sufficient hindsight to recognize this period as distinct even now. As we move forward towards the future, more and more properties will be recognized as historically significant from the mid-20th century period, and we're glad again to have the opportunity to make sure this one is preserved. With deep gratitude, we can look forward together to a bright future for this remarkable landscape and for the city of St. Louis. Thank you.
One of the takeaways that I want to impart with you is, as best we can, we're going to stay open throughout construction. We want people to come and enjoy the park as best we can. It's somewhat of a challenge sometimes to get here, as you might have seen today, but we're going to stay open. And that leads my next point. We all have a day job here in the park. We serve nearly 3 million visitors a year. We find lost kids, we give school programs, we do all kinds of stuff. We're not set up internally to manage a huge $380 million project like this. And it was a godsend when the Denver Service Center said, let us help. And the Denver Service Center oversees construction and design for the whole National Park Service. It's my pleasure to introduce Sam Whittington. Sam's the director of the Denver Service Center of the National Park Service. Sam?
Thank you, Tom. I'm honored to be part of this momentous celebration today. This is a great project. St. Louis has a right to be extremely proud of this achievement. Everyone involved should feel honored and proud to be part of this. This project is forward-thinking, in many ways represents the future of parks and the future of the National Park Service. The project is large, complex, and ambitious. It demonstrates what's possible through partnership and collaboration between federal and local governments, organizations, leaders, and citizens. Cities and communities need and deserve great parks, both large and small. Parks help communities and its citizens to be healthy, happy, and vibrant. Current best practices of park planning and design place a high emphasis of connecting with and involving the surrounding community with the park. This project does that now and into the future. It rebuilds, enhances, and modernizes the park and greatly increases its connection with the city, while at the same time being respectful of the original design and historic resources of the park. The project will benefit the park and city for many, many decades to come. A family visiting from a few states away, or a mother and her children from a few blocks away, or workers in the downtown area, or a local school group will all be provided a great park experience that combines a beautiful and peaceful natural park setting with an interesting and significant historical site and experience. There are many that deserve thanks and congratulations for getting this project to this point. As the leader of the NPS Project Management Office, I'll focus my thanks on groups that my office is most directly involved in. But first, I have to thank St. Louis. Mayor Slay, thank you for your support, leadership, and commitment to this project. And thank you to the citizens of St. Louis for your support and contributions to the project. I agree with you. This project will be good for St. Louis. Definitely would like to thank Susan Troutman and Great Rivers Greenway for your support and commitment to this project. You're an outstanding partner on the project, contributing every day to the progress, teamwork, communication, and oversight of the project. I have the highest respect and confidence in you and Great Rivers Greenway. I know that you share our commitment to taking the utmost care in completing these projects in the most fiscally and environmentally responsible manner possible. Would also like to thank Maggie Hayes and Walter Metcalf and CityArchRiver. Your vision, support, leadership, and commitment to this project has been truly remarkable. This project would not be happening without you. Would also like to thank you for inviting Denver Service Center to be part of the project. Would like to recognize Michael Van Valkenburg and Associates for their design efforts and accomplishments. They did a beautiful job of being respectful of the historic elements of the original design while modernizing and rebuilding the park and connecting it to the city in a way that combines function, aesthetics, and style very successfully while meeting project vision and goals. Would like to also recognize McCarthy Castle as the contractor for our first two grounds projects. Would like to thank them for their interest and commitment to these projects. We look forward to working with them. They submitted excellent proposals and have a very strong team. We'd like to recognize JNPA, Metro, Bi-State, as long-standing supporters and partners with the park. Would like to recognize MoDOT for their progress and success on the park over the highway. They're in a similar business to my office. We recognize the great job they're doing over there. Finally, I would like to thank our fellow Park Service partners. NPS is committed to this project, and many organizations and individuals across the country within NPS have worked on and supported this project. Thank you, Patty Trapp and the NPS Midwest region, and Tom Bradley and Jefferson National Expansion Memorial for inviting Denver Service Center to be part of the project, and to your vision and commitment to this project. You are contributing to National Park Service's continued movement forward and our commitment and ability to embrace and succeed on large, complex partnership projects, and our ability to thrive in a changing world. This project is about people caring, committing, and accomplishing great things through working together. Thank you.
Like the other speakers, I'm beginning to run out of superlatives, so I'm going to be very brief with my next introduction. I work daily with Maggie Hales, the Executive Director of CityArchRiver. CityArchRiver has brought a vision to this. They've been a coalition builder. They've worked behind the scenes. They've prodded. They've led. It's been a great undertaking, so please join me in welcoming Maggie.
Good afternoon. Is this a great St. Louis day? It is really wonderful to be here to celebrate another milestone in the CityArchRiver project. We in the region have wanted to connect the city with the arch and the river for decades. Since the arch was completed 49 years ago, we've wanted to do this, and this long-term aspiration is now coming true. Thank you to everyone. And every success in this project is a result of our partners. I'm not going to name all of them because they've been named. Some have not yet been named, and I do want to call them out. Within the city of St. Louis, there are a lot of hardworking people at the Parks Department, the Streets Department, the Port Authority, the St. Louis Development Commission, the Office on the Disabled, and the City of St. Louis Treasurer's Office. All of these people and their staffs behind them come to meetings in our offices day after day, even though they have other jobs to do, and they are making it possible to move forward. Instead of saying no, they're finding ways to help us be successful. And in addition to the City of St. Louis, we have the St. Louis Convention and Visitor Commission. Oh my word, what an organization in there rolling up their sleeves, helping us solve issues around parking. The Downtown Partnership, another organization that has plunged in to help us be creative and think about ways to bring this future park to life. Thank you. The Jefferson National Parks Association, of course, who has been mentioned. Gateway Greening, an amazing organization with a full cadre of volunteers who are at the ready to help us now and in the future. So collectively, we have come very, very far. From the early stages of the idea to enliven this calling card to the world, to the international design competition, through design development, and now construction of this transformational project on the grounds that will make the arch experience more accessible, vibrant, and enjoyable for everyone. And there is a lot more ahead. In the coming months, we're going to see progress start on the North Gateway behind you here where the garage is, and landscaping on the park over the highway in Luther Ely Smith Square, a new visitor center and museum, and a new Keener Plaza. This vision has been supported by an unprecedented level of philanthropy in our region, from corporate, individual, and foundation donors. And I thank you. In total, this project will receive $250 million in private funding, the largest private investment in a national park since the renovation of the Statue of Liberty in Ellis Island, something of which we should be very, very proud. Thank you again to all of our partners and to you, the people of our region, who support is helping CityArchRiver vision become a reality for St. Louis for generations to come.
We've actually been at this project for several years now, and it's was really great when 2, 3, 4 years ago, Great Rivers Greenway joined us. They really gave us the surge that's taken us over the finish line. I'd like you to welcome Susan Trotman, the Executive Director of Great Rivers Greenway, fantastic partner, and together we're going to go to great places. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Guess what? I'm last. This is a happy day. Great Rivers Greenway, as mentioned before, is the regional park district working to connect St. Louis through an interconnected system of greenways, parks, and trails. We are a proud steward to the CityArchRiver initiative, and combined with the riverfront and the funds from Prop P, we are bringing $100 million of taxpayer investment to this project. CityArchRiver is an incredible partnership of government agencies, the business community, and the people of this region who made a choice to work together to improve the arch ground experience for everyone. I know I have said this before, but partnership is not easy, but it is the only way to achieve a collective vision. And I believe the CityArchRiver project represents a collective we, and it symbolizes, through our work together, all that is right with our region. The passage of Proposition P, the Safe and Accessible Arch and Public Parks Initiative, proved once again that the residents of St. Louis value the importance of reinvigorating their front door and connecting the city to the arch, to the river. We are here today to get to see that vision begin to become reality. This project will have a tremendous impact on the St. Louis economy, boosting jobs both for today and for future generations. The district is so proud to be delivering on the promise that was made in the campaign for Prop P. And I want to thank Walter Metcalf and Civic Progress, the Regional Business Council, the Regional Chamber, for championing this effort and for supporting Proposition P. All of the projects to date have been awarded to talented local contractors. I am very, very appreciative to all the local contractors who recognized the importance of this project and took the time and submitted a bid. While today's groundbreaking represents success, our ultimate success will be measured as people come again and again and again, boosting our economy and increasing the energy and the enthusiasm for living and working and playing in St. Louis. The list of thanks is long, and I'm grateful to the people before me to get some of those done. But there are hundreds of people, many of you who are here today, who have touched this project and helped make it a reality. I too want to thank the teams at Michael Van Valkenburg Associates, BSI Constructors, the NPS Denver Service Center. We have spent some long hours together, poring over drawings, cost estimates, and engineering just to get here today. I want to thank our good friends at the Jefferson National Expansion Memorial and Tom Bradley, as well as the CityArchRiver Foundation, all of the donors, and especially my partner Maggie Hales. Above all, I want to thank the voters in St. Louis City and St. Louis County for recognizing that investing in this project was important, but more importantly, you have left the legacy for the future of our region. This project will give us countless new ways to explore and enjoy the arch grounds. You will see 7 new miles of pathway that connect to our existing river ring system, renovated reflecting ponds, access to the river without steps via the new east slopes. You will see healthier grounds for events and programs. Today is just a mark in time that represents a long-term commitment to a very unique public-private partnership. Great Rivers Greenway will continue our stewardship of the taxpayers' investment in this destination for our region and for the nation. CityArchRiver is a powerful example of how strategic efforts like linking our parks and open spaces together will improve our quality of life and will transform St. Louis. This project is the legacy of our time. And in my mind, the Arch is a shining example of how when you set agendas aside and work together, you can make a difference. So thank you for helping and supporting us.
I'm going to ask our speakers to step over to the shovels, but also I want to just mention that the speakers will be around in case there's any media questions and answers after this event. So please join me at the shovels and hard hats.